What's going on, y'all? 75Junction, it's your boy Sherm, and I'm here with some very special guests today. Today we got Nino here, aka Ninoskyz, who is a music artist, and we also have Matthew Pierce, who is a representative of his brand, Yiadesigns. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I keep like want to say yeah.
Yeah, that was the original pronunciation when we first made it.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, for those who don't know you guys, can you go ahead and introduce yourselves, who you are, what you do?
Okay. Well, I'm Matthew Pierce, and I go by Yiadesign.
Yep.
Yia is actually a backronym. My baby brother made it up. It's YIIA. Your idea is amazing. And that was
Okay.
the name came first, but then the idea of your idea is amazing came later. And my baby brother came up with that when he was, I think, 8.
Okay, that's dope.
Old. Yep.
So that just kind of was like a daily motivator / inspiration for you, and you kind of was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go with this and rock with it and just make it a brand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, that's dope. And then
I'm Nino, aka Ninoskyz. I'm a recording artist out of Norfolk, Virginia, and I do a little bit of everything. I produce, I write, I design,
Okay.
I also direct. Do a little bit of everything.
okay, a little bit of everything. Now
Yeah.
you recently had your song hit 1,000,000 streams, 400 degrees.
Yep, via
So-
Spotify.
Okay, that's dope. Now let's talk a little bit about that and what it was like getting those 1,000,000 streams. Like, what did that feel like?
All right, first I want to say is it wasn't an overnight process.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was the song came out maybe about 3 or 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It picked up steam like on SoundCloud and stuff, but I did something smart on accident. I released something on streaming platforms when streaming had just started.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really was releasing this stuff on iTunes, or the distribution companies didn't even know what was really going on either at the time. So everybody was just trying to figure out how it works.
Mm-hmm.
That helped though, because it basically like put me in the market. So when it did take off, it was gonna do what it do.
Right.
And it basically hit a spike last year, and it kept getting like 100,000 streams like each month, and it just kept going up, and then eventually it hit the million. It's over 1,000,000 now. It's probably like 1.5.
Okay. Okay, that's dope, man. That song featured ASAP and on it, correct?
Yep.
Now there was a situation with that actual track. So what were the specifications and logistics and everything with that situation?
Before I get into that, I'm gonna break down how the song came about. So a lot of people don't know that the song almost didn't come out twice. So due to 1,000,000 streams, due to drama that I got with ASAP, and the song really wasn't supposed to make it to where it was supposed to go to.
Mm-hmm.
But the song originally was called Vasm, and I actually spit that over the Chirac instrumental.
Okay.
I did that maybe a few months before I linked up with Ant. The people that I did that with, if y'all familiar with Vasm, they do video editing. They did work for Playboy Cardi and Uzi, and a lot of AUG work.
Okay.
So one of the members I'm real close with, I had did that song with him, but it never came out. So I end up using that verse on the song with Ant when I finally linked up with him.
Okay.
And the situation with him is everybody wonders why it did well streaming, but there's never been a video for it. Everybody's asked for a video. Well, if anybody knows how business works, I got connected with him through my producer at the time, and basically once we handled the business with the feature, I asked him, I said, hey, let's shoot a video. And he said, I charge for that. And I'm not really familiar with people doing that. I've heard it in the industry that people pay people for showing their face in the video. So I asked him, and he said, yeah, it's because I'm showing my face. I said, cool. So long story short, I sent them, besides the money for the feature and us going back and forth with that, I sent him about $500 just for the video, for him showing his face in the video. I went the day of the video shoot. Remind you, I asked him, he told me cameraman on deck free of charge. Remind you, he told me that he said I'm paying him because he's showing his face in the video.
Right.
And I have all the messages in my Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
my Twitter DMs. The day of the video shoot, when I call him, he basically like, how you expect to shoot a video and you ain't got a cameraman? Remind you, he told me that cameraman on deck free of charge. This is like when he was all hyped up about the song and, you know, stuff like that, and we was going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And he already got his bread. And he switched it the day of the video shoot. So, long story short, instead of, I argued with him back on the phone, and then I yelled at his cameraman too because he gave me his cameraman number.
Mm-hmm.
And he tried to finesse and get me to pay him. And I'm like, I'm not paying you no money.
Right.
And I went to DC to shoot the video. I went to stay in DC, and I was gonna drive to Baltimore because they right there.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Baltimore. So after we argued and I said I'm still coming, I got all my homies. This man right here, he's the reason why the video was gonna happen, because at the time I ain't had nobody that had access to a camera at the time.
Mm-hmm.
He had a camera, so I was willing to get whoever that has a camera and whoever was with me, like, yo, you gonna shoot the video. So we drove all the way to DC.
Mm-hmm.
We was gonna drive to Baltimore, and long story short, he didn't pick up the phone. He played phone tag and didn't show up. I left DC. I got on him about it, and he was like, "Oh, my bad, bro. Maybe we can reschedule it." And long story short, he bullshitted about it for damn near a year.
Mm-hmm.
And he was scared to meet up with me because he had a situation with somebody that he used to be cool with, like that was his partner.
Yeah.
And he got robbed. And what he did was, after he stopped replying back to me on Twitter, after he finessed me or whatever, he seen that I was talking to the guy that took his ASAP mob ring. This is all factual. If you do your research, or I can show you, you can look up these things. Instead of me going to the internet and being like every other rapper these days to try to get some clout or some attention, I said, yo, when I see you, we'll handle it then. But being that he seen me message, I guess, his enemy, or he had an issue with, he instantly DM'd me and was like, bro, I was just finna hit you up and tell you that I found a cameraman, but you tried to come in my verse. What he meant by that was, he did a whole tape with his mans that he fell out with. And all his fans, well, the guy, like, they both accumulated fans with this tape, were like, yo, your Ant versus was whack anyway. Remind you, people were saying this, like, when I first released the song, when I was on good terms with him, like, the next day, people was DMing me and was like, bro, you killed that, but Ant versus was trash or whatever. But I ain't never, like, carry him like that. And I ain't really care about none of that. Like, I was, cool at the time. I ain't really care.
Right.
And he seen me, I said LOL to, the guy that he was beefing with, and I retweeted it, and I was like, LOL, they said the same thing about my song. That's when he instantly DM'd me. Remind you, he been ignoring me, ain't called me, ain't none of that. And he said all that, and I got on him about that. I was like, bro, what you mean? I spent over, $1,000 with you.
Right.
Close to $2,000. I lost out on time, money, all of that. And I'm going back and forth with him. And before I even did that, I was like, bro, I'm not finna keep going back and forth with you on the internet. Pick up the phone.
Right.
And he was like, nah, we can keep this here.
Okay.
And then we deaded it, and then he was like, the ASAP mob is in BT weekend. When I come back, we can shoot it. Then it went from basically, I'm just gonna shoot my part of the video and send it to you, because he was scared to meet up with me. So that's a short version of why, like, the video never came for it. And the issue.
Now, did he ever send that part to you? Like, did he record his part and send it to you?
No. No.
And I'm assuming this goes without saying, but I'm assuming there was no recompensation or refund of your money.
The only thing that by God's doing, you feel me, was when the music like came, like the money for the music for streaming.
Okay. So there was no compensation though, like you pay him $500. There was no, well, since I didn't show up, here's your $500 back or nothing like that.
But I made that money back from what the song did. But he still owe me.
Yeah, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, the industry is definitely an interesting game for sure. Okay, now lessons learned from that. Like, what do you feel like there should just be a contract drawn up before anything?
Yeah, I mean, for real, I would tell any artist, because every artist that's up and coming, they basically you want to work with whoever want to work with you,
right?
And you want to get with whoever want to get you exposure.
Facts.
Don't rush to do that. Build your own platform. It helps, but if you're not physically like with them, like step by step, or even if it's paperwork, even if you got paperwork, do you got money for a lawyer?
Right.
And then is it gonna be worth all of that? Do that person got enough money for, to compensate you for that? Because you can take somebody to court, but like if he ain't got no money, no assets,
right,
you're not gonna benefit from it. So I suggest to any up and coming artists, build your own platform. You don't need these people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Facts.
And just be careful. Where you put your money at. A lot of us spend our money. Everybody gets scammed some type of way in this industry. I don't care what it is. If you paying somebody for something over the internet, it's a chance that you might not get what you asked for.
Yeah, it's definitely true, man. It's definitely facts, man. There's a lot of stuff out there. A lot of people that will take advantage, and what I'm saying, especially the smaller artists. They like, all right, well, I got a name, so what I'm saying, I'll work with you, blah blah blah, simply whatever, and then you have a situation like what happened. So unfortunately that happened, but at least you got some good flow of revenue coming in now. With that flow of revenue, was there any agreement to split or disperse payment or funds to Ant?
Well, that happened. That came up, and basically it's like he don't really want to conversate with me. He's avoiding that, and it could be, but he know he wrong. So, and at the time, the way it was set up, the streaming platform and all that, they didn't have it set up where you can do splits and none of that.
Okay, so you got
that's
you
just
got all
now
the money
being
for
available. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. So I mean, at least you got something from it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, the situation in and of itself obviously is shitty. But
what's crazy though? He wasn't worried about Spotify at first. He hit me up when it got released, because at the time I had like my homie. I called him like my manager at the time. I wanted it up there so it looked, pretty and cute and shit. You feel me? Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, I got it on the streaming platform, because that was like a thing to me, like 4 years ago. Like, it's on Apple Music.
Right.
Spotify was just, I didn't care about Spotify at the time. But he hit me up when I released it and was like, yo, you released it on iTunes without my consent. I said, well, my manager did it, but I can take it down. And he didn't say nothing. He basically was like, whatever. So the song could have never been up and did nothing.
Okay.
It could have easily been taken down, but at my lowest point, actually, at my life, that's when it was going up.
So it kind of helped balance things out.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Yaya, seeing all of these events transpire and unfold, and being so close to him, what was that like? Dealing with that process and going through it with him.
Well, actually, I didn't know about a lot of stuff that happened until after the fact.
Got you.
So when we were at Old Dominion University, when I was a student there, Nino came to visit one time, and two other friends, and Nino had you had just got the house.
Yeah, I had just got my apartment.
His apartment, and
I had a house at the time.
An apartment. and a lot of those guys went to stay with him.
Mm-hmm.
I had 5 people staying with me,
and he was
all for the strength of
mm-hmm.
I love y'all. I fuck with y'all.
Mm.
Actually, the one who made the song, that produced the song, my little homie, I didn't even know him at the time, to be honest with you.
Oh wow.
I met him at that meeting.
Yeah.
And I talked to him maybe 2 or 3 times on the phone, and he told me his situation, and he stayed with me for like a whole year and some change for free.
Oh wow. Okay, that's
why
dope.
we created all of this.
So basically what happened was he was helping, you know, I don't know how much of a financial burden it was for you, and I don't know who was helping
at the time. I just saw the bigger picture,
right? So
I ain't care about none of that. But now that I look back at it, it was stupid, but it was also good.
So
it built character.
Facts.
They were with him, and I didn't know all this stuff was happening. And you know, after a crazy situation happened at that house, and you know, the whole group kind of disbanded for a bit.
Got you.
And you know, it was one of those things where I would try to hit him up like, where y'all at, and he would be like, don't tell such and such where I live at, or don't, you know, that type of situation. And I didn't know how deep it was until later on.
Oh my bad. I fucked it up. I pushed the button. Okay. Keep going, bro. I'm listening.
I didn't know how deep it was until later on, whenever we got a chance to sit down in person, and he started telling me, this person did this to me, or like, you know, this situation happened, and this happened with ASAP, and this happened. You know, it was just a lot of stuff all at once. So I was introduced to a lot of the things that happened to him after the fact, and you know, that kind of, I think that made us closer too. And I realized how selfless Nino is.
Okay.
A lot of things that he does, he could easily like do a lot of things on his own. He could have made the song go. He could have left everybody. He could have just uploaded it without asking. You know, he could have done any of those things, but he didn't. He would. Right. You know, he respects other artists and other people that much. So, for me, like, it just, I was able to look at it for what it was, and then that helped me grow as a person, and that helped our relationship. You know, and I respect him a lot, and yeah, and it was hard to hear a lot of that stuff, because mind you, like, these are my friends too. Yeah. You know, and I was like, man, I can't believe that person did that. You know, and it makes you think about someone. You know, people make mistakes and people disappoint. You know, right. Basically. So that was kind of, it was weird, because I felt like I knew stuff about people that I wasn't supposed to know. So when I saw them, it was just kind of like, you know, you did this to bro. You know, you did this to Nino, or like, you know, but I couldn't like just be like, well, me and Nino had to sit down. He was telling me, and like, it was just just awkward. Like, you know.
And I'm gonna say this: I never try to get nobody to hate nobody else because of my situation. And then I felt like, yo, it was on me. You feel me? You know, it don't involve, you know, him or whatever. You know, it don't involve nobody else but me. Yeah. That's why, like I said, when I see him, I see him.
Yeah, and he always spoke respectfully about all the people in the situation as well. He just spoke from an objective view. Yeah. This is, you know, this is the truth. This is what happened. So,
okay,
yeah, I wanted to say that too.
I was watching and were listening. I'm going through the messages between ASAP and him, and yeah, it's legit. I'm you know, going through the messages, and this is his actual channel. I'm seeing PayPal receipts, and then, you know, all that stuff. So, yeah, damn, that's crazy, man.
I'm being nice. I ain't even saying what I want to say. I'm being nice.
Damn.
But this is why I tell people, like, yo, don't be caught up in, like, you. A lot of people be what is it called when you're a fan of somebody, like, you're scared when you see them.
Starstruck.
Yeah, a lot of people be starstruck. So people be excited when they get in contact with an artist that they like and stuff like that. And I try to tell people, because this is not like the first situation I've been in, nothing like to this degree. But these people regular people. They're no different than you. So stop holding them at a higher, plateau than you are.
Right. No,
They're
that's
no
facts.
different than you.
Yeah, they bleed just like we do. Breathe the same air. Eat the same food.
It's gonna hurt you when you find out that, because they have a persona, they have an image. You gotta understand you're not with these people every day. Right. So when you finally get around them, if they do something grimy to you or dirty to you, you're gonna be hurt because you had a perception of them. That's why I say don't take everybody's face card for who they is.
Facts.
Yeah.
Okay. No, definitely valuable lessons, man. Yeah, that shit's crazy. So, let's talk a little bit about your artwork. So you're an artist, and you do drawings, paintings, things of that matter. So let's talk a little bit about that and what kind of inspired you to go in that direction as far as being an artist.
Okay. Well, I always tell everybody that it started when I was 11 years old. There's a movie called Spirited Away.
Yeah, Spirited Away is fire.
Cool.
Spirited Away is fire. Now,
Nice.
I'm all in the anime, man. I got Akira over there. You know what I'm saying?
I was looking at it early. You know what's crazy? I never seen that movie.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
you gotta
like,
watch it, man. It's crazy. It's a classic.
I know, like that's what everybody says. Yeah, I know, and it's one of those things where like I just never got around it. I just watched Harry Potter recently.
You tell him to watch.
I ain't watch Harry Potter though.
You tell him to watch something, he won't. If you tell him, he won't watch it.
Well, that's not. I mean, it's just like, it's just one of those things where it's like I'll think about it and like I got so many other things that I want to look at and then, so but anyway, getting off topic. Spirited Away. That movie changed my life because you've seen it. It's one of those things where it just transports you to a whole nother realm, a world that you like, stuff that you never seen before.
Absolutely.
And I always was like, I want to do that. I want to be able to make something like that. And so I had Shonen Jump magazines, and I literally would just not trace, but I would try to get it as close to possible. Drawing Goku or Naruto and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I noticed that I would get nervous and my strokes would be imperfect. I would always, I didn't have shaky hands or anything, but when I drew, I did. And that I started to push proportions in a weird way. And I think instead of trying to shy away from that because I couldn't prevent it from happening, I started to lean into it a lot, and I started to make it look more intentional and make faces look kind of distorted and kind of skewed. And then I started learning how to use Photoshop in high school, and then I was inducted into the Governor's School for the Arts.
Okay.
And I learned how to use Photoshop there, and that's when I found out about the distort tool on Photoshop, and I would literally use that and shift the face like this, like it would kind of look like this or something. And I really liked how it looked, and then I started drawing it just like that from the jump before putting it into Photoshop.
So you envisioned it in your mind, and then you drew it how it would look if you just stored it in Photoshop.
Right. If I were to use the tool, what would it look like? And then having done it so many times, I could just draw what something would look like the first time. If know, and I started scanning stuff into Photoshop, and I started doing the colors on Photoshop, and then printing the final image onto canvas, because I figured I had already done all the work on Photoshop. I'm not about to redo it, but over time that started to shift, and I wanted to start doing something differently. And that's when I went to Complex Con with Nino. I met Mad Saki there. Yep. And Mad Saki and I, it was just chance. Like I just kind of like, he was literally just standing there. He like, there was like two people over there, and he took a picture with them. He was just literally just standing there. And I walked up to him. I'm like, "What's up, bro?" Like, and he was like, "What's going on, man?" And I was like, "I'm an artist." And at first he thought I just wanted to take a picture. So like, so literally like I'm sitting there talking to him, and we like taking a picture at the same time. And then I'm like, I'm an artist. So I showed him some of my pictures, and I told him like, what should I do? I'm thinking about, I'm kind of hitting a wall, right? And because I was doing the same thing for almost 2 or 3 years. And he was like, why don't you after you print it, destroy the file or something, like it'll make it a true original. I know somebody that does that. And I was like, I like that idea, but I don't know if I want to do that. And then he said, well, why don't you use what you make on the computer as a template for the real thing? You know, you can work out all the kinks on the computer. You can pick your colors on a computer without having to paint the whole background by hand and then saying, oh, I don't like this yellow. Right. I want it to be green now. You know, I could just simply use the paint tool. So after working out everything on the computer, now I project it onto canvas and redraw it by hand again.
Okay.
And then the medium is markers now. I've never been really good at traditional paintbrush medium, so but I've always been good at illustration and drawing. So I was like, maybe I should use markers, and I was like, why do you use spray paint? You know, I asked him, and he was like, it was literally what he said verbatim. He was like, because I'm fucking lazy, man. Like, it was like, that's real. That's real, yeah. And I was like, what? Like, you know, and he was like, I don't like to use acrylic or oil or anything. Like, it's so convenient and quick to use spray paint. And you know, he was like, his friends used to spray paint, and he wanted to be a street artist, but he just wasn't. So he had like a whole art show called Wannabe, and he literally would just he use spray paint, and then I was like, all right, so now we're kind of like questioning like traditional medium in museum and saying like breaking down the boundary, like street art, fashion, whatever. Like this is kind of like we can do whatever we want, and this is a 21st century medium, you know, like no other artists back then didn't have no Sharpies, right? You know, so
it's kind of taking street fashion of the wrong way,
right? Like you can kind of mark our time by like using the Sharpie or the Copic marker or whatever. So I started. That's the process now.
Okay.
Yeah. So
now in doing your artwork, and you know, you go online to Photoshop, or not online, but on your computer, open up Photoshop, put the image in there, distort the image, print it on canvas, then you draw by hand on another canvas. How long does that whole process take? It sounds like it's a pretty tedious process.
Well, it just depends on the complexity of the idea, I think. But I've had some that take 3 or 4 days, and then I've had some that taken 6 months to a year. But I think it just depends on the actual, I think, the idea, because the idea to me is the most important part. So like if it's something simple and I know I could do it quickly, I could just lock in and work on it for like 6 hours and then have all the original drawing done and scanned, and then it'll take me like 2 hours, 3 hours to work on Photoshop, and then I'll, instead of printing it, I'll just project it onto a canvas, and then I'll just do it, you know. And sometimes I just get into the zone where I'm just going, and I'll just work on it for a whole day, and I'll just be done, you know. And then other times it's like I start working on it, and it's like I don't like this, or I think I should stop and just let it breathe and look at it for a while, and then make a decision later on, you know. So okay, it just depends on which one.
I got you. That's what's up, man. And Nino, what's next for you, man? Like what projects, what singles, what are we looking at in the near future?
Well, that's what I'm doing now. I'm in the process of like a rebranding, because like, if you notice, you see with artists, they delete all their photos before they release something and stuff like that now. Yeah, I understand like what that is. It's just like when they about to put out something and get rid of all their past work and the rebranding structure. You have to have a brand now. So that's definitely basically what I've been doing. But if anybody know, like, I'm always making music. But the difference is I had older videos, but I took them down because I didn't like how it represented me. It wasn't the quality to the extent that I wanted it to be.
I got you.
So right now I'm currently like shooting videos, doing photo shoots and stuff like that, and recording like a lot of music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
it's about to come out soon.
Okay, I got you. Now, and you're a jack of all trades in the sense that you do music, you do directing, you do production. So what made you want to do all those different things and wear all those different hats?
Well, if you're from Virginia, you probably can relate to this. You don't get help.
Yeah. Everybody
don't support each other. And it shouldn't be that way. So a lot of it came from, I'm just a creative, artistic person. I'm just a hustler too. Like a lot of it just came from me having to just do it on my own because nobody else want to do it. That's why I love fashion too. I try to, all of it to me is one. hip hop to music. I mean, not hip hop to music, but hip hop to fashion, to even to like skateboarding and stuff like that. All that's tied in. It's hip hop culture.
Yeah.
So that's how I looked at it, and I said, hey, you should be able to have your hand in everything, so you can, you know, basically direct and create what you want to do, and not depend on nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
True, and it's also good as well, because if you do end up getting that help, you have the background. You know what I'm saying? So you know, okay, this is what I need from a director. This is what I need from a videographer. This is what I need from a video editor. This is what I need from a sound engineer. You know what I'm saying? This is what I need from a producer. You know, you have all those pieces to the puzzle, so you know what to look for and how to form that puzzle to fit your image. Yeah. So
that's how you know, a lot of the stuff that people have, you know, like the music that people have heard. Oh, that's another thing too. I don't really use SoundCloud like that, but if you go to my SoundCloud, I have like some of my older work. But I had a lot of that stuff on streaming platforms. But like I had a song called Hybrid that recently got taken down. It's another thing too. The distributor that I was using, they removed it. It's not a common issue. It's not a thing that happens that often, but just that specific distributor, because if it doesn't perform a certain way, or they working with new clients, in a business term, they tell you that, you know, it's just not for us, but that's not really the case. It's basically like they're working with people that they're probably putting money behind or have money put behind them. Right. And that are getting those streams to go high or whatever. Okay. So they're keeping a certain type of clientele. So that's another issue too. So I'm working on re-uploading everything and all that too.
Okay. I got you. That makes sense. Now, you know, working with Yia and, you know, seeing his development and progression as an artist, has that had any inspiration on your side of the house as far as music is concerned?
Yeah, very. What he doesn't talk about, he's good at networking. I don't think he likes to do it.
I don't.
But
why's that?
He doesn't like to interact with people.
Okay.
And I understand, because of if you create, I'm pretty sure you dealt with a lot of people that like either did some bullshit or they wasn't serious. They wasted your time. Yeah. And you was like, yo, I should have been compensated for this.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw your post on Instagram. Yeah, I was like, I feel that.
You know how it is. Yeah. You know, you sit down and just speaking from my example, you know, you sit down with somebody, do an interview for free, you know what I'm saying? And just out of the you know, looking out for them, trying to help them out, trying to let them tell their story, and then, you know, they don't even post it on their social media. Yep. So that now robs me of any type of compensation, because the compensation for me is getting exposure to your following, to your people, and things of that matter. You know what I'm saying? So if you know, post it on your Instagram story, that's not really helping me, because that's gonna be gone 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? If you don't post on your page, you know what I'm saying? That's where everybody's going to go to. That's where everybody's going to see. When they see you, they go to your page. That's what they're going to see is the post. You know what I'm saying?
And that's, you just hit the nail on the head. See, and that's why I said he helped me, like, inspire me with networking, because I'm good at networking too. But as all creators, we all deal with this where we're helping people, but we're not getting that back. Yeah. So I think that's everybody. A lot of people's in that phase of their growth in their career or whatever their journey is. That phase right now, and trying to figure out how to, you know, be compensated now.
Right. Yeah, definitely, bro. I mean, it's tough. You know what I'm saying? It's tough trying to, you know, gauge. All right, well, I feel like my work or my service that I'm providing is worth X amount of dollars. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you have to have the resume to back that up, and two, you have to have the quality to back it up. You know what I'm saying? So trying to find that medium, like, okay, I'm gonna charge this much for this and this much for that or whatever. It's a little difficult. You know what I'm saying? And then when you push out to the side, like, all right, well, I'll do it for free, but at least you can do is post it, and they don't do that. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so I took that video down. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, well, if you're not gonna, you know, I feel you. I just took the video down. I was like, hey, bro, I had to take it down. Like, you know, it is what it is. He ain't reply back, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's no bad blood, but at the end of the day, I'm not in the charity. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing shit for free. You know, so but yeah.
But also, like, even like the end situation, and then even me doing other business, like, for instance, you might not know I do so much stuff behind the scenes. Like he told you, nobody would ever know that I had 5 people staying with me. Like, to help them, you know, with whatever they was doing, their music career or whatever it was. So like, for instance, I had booked a photo shoot with this photographer to do some stop motion. He do this cool stop motion stuff that he posts on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
I literally was gonna drive. I was paying him like $150 or $200 for like a 30-second clip.
Mm-hmm.
But it was dope for my branding.
Right.
I was gonna drive all the way to North Carolina, which everybody might be like, "Oh, that's right there." But if you know where North Carolina and South Carolina, it can be like 5 hours away.
Right.
I was gonna drive 5 hours away just to do that and pay him close to $200 to do that. He didn't hit me back. He got great work. He's worked with celebrities and stuff like that. But I paid him a deposit as he requested with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have to wait for his money. And then the day he never responded back to me in DM, like far as in trying to follow up. He wasn't even asking me, inquiring like, well, what ideas do you have or whatever.
Right.
And I had hit him up, was like, yo, do you have any locations in mind? Because I'm not from North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't hit me back. Literally the day of the shoot, like hours before we're supposed to shoot, he finally checks his DM, or if he just didn't, he ignored it. I don't know what he did, and was like, oh, my bad, bro. I don't really be on Instagram. That's cap, because you post on your Instagram story.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you saw the message. And let's just say you're not even following me back. Once you respond to somebody on Instagram, whether you're following them or not, and y'all talk to each other, y'all exchange, do direct message, it pops up in your regular messages now. It's not in requests. So I already knew that was cap.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I had told him, he responded back late, but I had already told him, like, bro, you can just send my money back, refund my money, because, you know, I want to do business with you. Maybe another time. I ain't get mad or emotional about it. I just kept it cordial because I might still want to work with him.
Right.
But I basically was like, I'm not coming all the way to, I said, because I got no response or no communication, I'm not driving all the way to North Carolina and you ain't responded back to me yet. Right. What about if I would have drove all the way there and then you was like, oh, my bad, bro, I'm busy.
Right.
But he sent my money back instantly.
That's good.
So my point is, as creators, it's two sides. You have people that are talented, but they don't know how to do business. They're not professional.
Yeah.
And then you have the people that are professional, but they're not getting compensated or getting the recognition that they supposed to get for the stuff they do behind the scenes and in front of people.
Yeah, that's facts, man. I feel like another medium to that, and I feel like maybe another reason why you don't maybe like networking is because, I don't know, maybe I'm speaking for myself, but you know, as a creative, you know, a lot of them are introverted. You know, I'm actually very introverted.
We all in this room introverted.
Yeah. I'm very introverted, but you know, doing a podcast and things like that, you have to become extroverted. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like a hybrid. I can do both, but it does take its toll. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to exert extra energy to be, you know, an extrovert, and then sometimes I just gotta take a backseat and decompress and then just chill for a little bit. You know, because it definitely does take its toll. So, but yeah, man. Yeah, that's dope.
You know, this would have happened one way or another. You know why? Because I already ran across your work from somebody, and I seen your page, and what drove me in was your setup. Yeah. But he came over my house, your name came up again, and I was like, I was already waiting to hit him up to shoot, but I said I wanted to make sure my stuff was right before, you know, I hit him up.
Right.
Then he was like, bro, I supposed to shoot with him anyway. I'm gonna contact them.
Yeah, see if you can
that's
do
crazy.
It together.
Yeah,
because this was whenever I had I remember I had said something about an interview a while ago, and then I kind of fell back, like not on purpose. I just you know, it just be having so much stuff going on,
right?
And then I was like, you had said, is that Yiadesign work or something on on a post?
It was on Quay's page, Quay Copeland. Yeah. And
then I was like, oh, he probably still interested in doing the interview. And then everything just came back. I was like, I want to do an interview with him. And then I just was randomly over there, and I was like, yo, you can do it too. And then
he was like, do you know who this is? And he was explaining. I was like, yeah, I actually just ran across his page.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, man. The universe speaks in weird ways sometimes, man. Definitely does. Yeah. You think about something, then it just pops up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh shit. You know, that or is your iPhone listening to you and, you know, posting your ads on Facebook and stuff.
Oh no,
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
I tell him, I said, yo, I just told him on the way in the car, he was trying to GPS here. I was like, bro, I turn off everything on my iPhone, my locations, everything, so I don't use none of that.
Mm-hmm.
Even to, you know what's the thing? You got an iPhone?
Yeah.
You know about, you know, they can, it's literally a button in your iPhone that basically says, you gives permission for them to track, you know, your usage on these social, like your social media platforms.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll track like it'll show you like how long you've been on social media. It'll show you how long you've been
even to target
doing
you
other
for
stuff.
advertisement. It literally says that.
Yeah.
And I turn all that off.
Yeah,
they
man.
still listen and they still.
Yeah, and I'm sure if you go down and you read, like, you know, there's always terms of agreement. You know, any phone you pick up has got terms of agreement. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
People always just I accept all the time. You know
all
what I'm
y'all
saying?
are idiots that did that face when y'all was making y'all face look old. Y'all are all idiots.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Y'all just gave all y'all. I know. I told you.
I did that too.
Y'all just gave y'all information to whoever. They say Russia. I don't know.
The developers they're developing. I think the development location was in Russia. I don't know that they were specifically Russian, but I mean, there's a certain extent where you know, living in this day and age and using certain things, you assume a certain risk of lack of privacy. You know,
they
any social media.
They literally tell you. If
but
you
you
read
know,
the terms.
I didn't read it, but I also like I didn't know anything about that. And then somebody just sent me a picture of them. They was old, and they was like, "Man, you should make one of these." And I was like, "All right, what's the app?" You know. But also, it's like I feel like my face on the internet anyway, and it's not that I don't care. It's just that I feel like they have access to this anyway, so if they want it, you know. But yeah.
Well, see,
I'm not an idiot.
That leads to the conversation. Is this stuff real? Like when y'all see these numbers, when these artists and stuff, is it real? Like I can show you like my whole everything. Like my song was featured on like playlists. I don't know if you're familiar with Colors.
Mm-mm.
It's like a UK based platform. A lot of artists go there, and it's like they got like a microphone, maybe like a Rode microphone or something hanging, and then it's like the silhouette, the background is like basically like a colored room, and they just performing their song.
Okay.
And it's a big platform. My song was on that.
Okay.
On their playlist, on two of their playlists, stuff like that. But a lot of people don't understand these numbers are being manipulated.
Yeah, there's all different types of things you could do nowadays. You can buy streams, you can buy followers, you can buy likes, you can buy views. I mean, you can literally sell whatever image you want to sell. You know what I'm saying? And if you dig deeper into the profile, you can find out, okay, like, yeah, I'm gonna click on these people's followers. I'm gonna go through their followers. I'm gonna click. If you want to go to that extent, you can click on the followers. You could tell which ones are fake followers. You know, you can go like if somebody has like 50,000 followers and you go on their page and their post has 50 likes, you're like, all right, something obviously is not adding up here. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I have a story. I don't know usually what he was about to say, but I have a story about I bought followers in 2014. At this time, it was crazy. Tekashi Murakami is my favorite artist, and I liked mad pictures. Like I liked almost all his pictures on Instagram. And then he DM'd me and was like, "I like your work." And then he like followed me, and then he liked some of my pictures, and then he reposted one of my drawings.
Oh wow!
And then like all these people started following me all at once, and it was like from sun up to sundown, just my phone was just going crazy, and DMs and yo, you're sick and like, and then I was like, I could capitalize off of this,
right?
And then I was like, I looked the part already. They like my work already. I'm gonna just buy like, you know, like 5,000 followers or something like that. And I bought them, and then I was like, bro, this looks crazy. I had like 9,000 followers, and then it was a mistake though, because now I still get fake followers now. And I think I had like 13,000. Now I'm down to 10 something thousand because I've been purging it. I've been trying to block a lot of those accounts. It was a mistake. Like, so to anybody who want to do that, please don't. It actually hurts your brand a lot. You know, so.
I will say this though, to speak on that. You pay attention to your Instagram stories?
Like how, like the views and stuff? Yeah.
Has it been randomly going up?
Yes.
So not randomly, but they're like, I'll go through and I'll see like all the people that I follow or that follow me, and then like towards the bottom I start seeing like just some random people. I'm like, how the fuck did you see my story?
Okay,
like,
so this is a theory, conspiracy theory. I could be wrong, but I've also seen services for this too that you can pay for, where people pay to get basically this company to take over your account. They go look at random people's stories, and hopefully that would target you to follow them or like, you know, their posts, they engage.
Oh, okay.
I've noticed it with me, and I don't have any fake. I literally had an Instagram profile with thousands of followers and stuff like that, and that's another story where I got rid of that. I'm just not really into the social media thing, but I have to use it. But yeah, I started noticing that I used to block them, and then like as soon as I would post again, it'd be like 20 more of them.
That actually makes sense. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case, because I have seen people, I'm like, I don't recognize that profile, and I click on it, and that makes me go to their profile just to see who it is, you know.
And pay attention too, because some of them be like verified accounts, and you be thinking they watching your stuff, but they probably not even watching it. They probably got a large following. You probably be like, oh, who is this person? They're important. They looking at my story. Let me follow them.
Right.
And then another thing, back to the Russian thing, a lot of these people are from Russia. If you go, maybe not yours, but I can show you mine.
No, I've seen a couple Russian, Ukrainian, you know, from that geographic area. Yeah,
so
it's interesting stuff out there, man, for sure.
Yeah,
definitely a lot of things that people overlook or don't pay attention to. I mean, I see it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Again, we live in an age of convenience and of social media. You know, we live in an age where we don't read the details, but the devil's in the details as usual. You know what I'm saying? So when you don't read the details, you know, you kind of get the devil with that. So, you know, but yeah, it's just the day and age we live in, man. I mean, the best you can do is just be cognizant of it and, you know, kind of just play your cards the right way or as best as you can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
I just wondering, like, how can the talented and the actual, like, talented people weave through all of this?
Yeah, it's tough, man. It really is, because like trying to,
because it's an illusion.
Yeah, like so for example, like, you know, trying to get the support of people is difficult. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you have something that's actually legit, because like, and this goes for any type of industry that you're in, whether it be, you know, artist, whether it be a musician, whether it be a podcast, whatever. Yeah. You know, like, for example, so as an artist, right? There's plenty of artists out there that literally just scribble some stuff on a canvas and then post it, and then people are like, oh, this is so inspirational, this is so much, I'm getting so much from this, but it's literally some scribbles, you know what I'm saying? Whereas you have an actual abstract concept, you know, you have an actual image, you know, something that is powerful, colorful, very vivid, you know what I'm saying? And this goes into the artist subjective thing, which it is to an extent. Yeah. But you, at the end of the day, you can tell when something is better than the other. You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be that issue where it becomes an issue of popularity and not talent. Same thing with musicians, you know what I'm saying? This musician's plugged in with, you know, whoever, Pusha T, you know, Pharrell, whoever they're plugged in with, you know what I'm saying? They might not be the best musician, but because they plugged in with them, they automatically get all that clout, they get all that traction, all that following because of who they're plugged into and who they know. And it's the same, it goes to the same saying, you know, it's not about what you do or what you know, it's about who you know, right? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So who you know will help propel you further, you know what I'm saying? So that's why networking, you know, is very important, because you want to make sure you network and get to that who you know level, you know what I'm saying? Right. Once you know all these people are going to associate you with them because, oh, you know them, oh, you must be doing whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it's just going to go up like that. That's why I found with the podcast, you know what I'm saying? Like when I interview certain people, they have a following, you know what I'm saying? And they are plugged in with certain individuals, you know, Pusha T, you know, Pharrell, Missy Elliott, local people, you know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know how, you know, I know you had your situation with A$AP Ant, but, you know, I did an interview with DJ Nick, which is A$AP Ant's brother, you know what I'm saying? And that, you know, that went up, you know what I'm saying? So that exposed me to a little bit of Baltimore side of the house. So, I mean, it's just about talking and branding with different people and just building up like that. Yeah. So, I mean, it took me a year, but I'm almost at 1,000 followers. So,
yeah, congrats.
Yeah, that's
authentic. Though.
Yeah, it's all organic. So that's the best part about it.
And that's one thing I learned through this whole process. You know, the song was actually good. I had somebody randomly, a fan posted it on YouTube. I didn't post it on YouTube, and it got like maybe like 6,000 or 7,000 like views or whatever. That's not a lot, but to some people it is. But for somebody that just randomly posted it as a fan, that's dope. But one thing I learned is being organic. You're always gonna stand through everything.
Facts. The truth will always
yeah,
prevail
and
through everything.
Yeah,
I feel like even like that's why like we're here right now. Like it's somebody that's watching this that's seen my name before, seen his name before, or know you, and they're like, why do I keep seeing him?
Yeah.
They might be trying to figure out, oh, he ain't popping like that, or he ain't this and that, but they have to keep seeing you.
Yeah. That's my method too. Just keep injecting it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just keep injecting my venom. Well, that sounds so negative, but I keep putting my image out there. You know what I'm saying? I keep on doing interviews. I keep on putting it out there. I keep on putting clips on social media. I keep on, asking people that I do interviews with to post a clip on their social media because everybody in this area is going to see my face in some way, shape, or form on this platform.
But it was so funny because that happened I saw you at something in the water, and I just was like, and I just was staring at you. It was weird. Like I was, I hope that you didn't see me. I was just like, I was walking, and I just did like this, and my wife now, we were engaged then.
Okay, congratulations.
Like, thank you. She was like, why are you staring at that man? Or something. And I was just like, I know him. Did he go to our church or something? And then like, I realized that's the guy from 75Junction. Yeah.
It's weird because this was happening to him while he was there. People was doing this to him.
Oh, wow.
True. Yeah.
Man, this guy came up to me because I had on my Yiaadesing shirt. He was like walking towards me, and then he kept looking like this. Like he would start walking towards me, and he would do like this when I looked at him. And then like he just got close to me, and he was like, he bumped into me for real, like actually bumped into me.
That's weird.
Like, and then he was like, my fault, bro. He was like, oh, aren't you Yia? And I was like, oh, I'm Yiadesign. He was like, bro, oh, you got on this shirt? That's crazy. Like, and then he just started talking to me, and it was funny, but it happened.
It's weird, yo. I literally had conversations with people like I met like out at functions or whatever, and they already knew who I was, but they talking to me like they just met me, but it's like, bro, you already follow me.
Yeah. Right. Congratulations on your wedding, bro. And I'll be like, I never told you that.
Yeah. So I think that's another thing too. I'm an introvert. I know how to, be extrovert when needed to be, but I don't like dealing and socializing with people. Right. And it's weird, yo, because it be people that really be fans, and I think people think I'm unapproachable. It can be that, but for the most part, if you come with me with respect, I'm cool, bro. Facts. Yeah, and I think that's another disconnect too, why people don't reach out or we don't connect, because people scared of what that person might say or whatever. And everything's social media, so if you don't respond back to somebody or you don't see something, people take it personally.
Yeah, they definitely do, man. They definitely do. I'm proponent of that, if you will. I have like 15 requests. I'm not trying to like brag or nothing, but I'm just saying like in my inbox on 75Junction, I got 15 requests. On my personal, I got like 8, but it's like people reaching out for interviews, and I have to be selective of who I have up here. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if I have somebody up here, that means I'm vouching for them. You know what I'm saying? That's essentially what that is. So if people keep saying that I'm vouching for people and they're not providing a very good product and not providing good music or whatever the case may be, which a lot of it is music, that's bad on me because now I'm promoting that. You know what I'm saying?
It's damaging your brand.
Yeah, but so we're gonna keep it rolling. Right, okay. But yeah, so we've been going for a little while though, so we kind of will wrap it up with this. Do you guys have anything that you want to add on a concluding note?
I'll let you go.
As far as like social media and stuff, or like telling people to follow.
Well, I'm gonna get to that. Yeah, I'm just talking about concluding note for the interview. Like any words of advice, any anything that you want to add additional.
Well, as far as like, I'll speak to the artists, like the visual artists, because I feel like I haven't seen a lot of stuff for visual artists. It's been primarily for musicians and artists, and music artists. I say be very intentional about what you're doing and figure out why. The why is very powerful, because if you don't have a strong why, you're not gonna, whenever it gets really tough and the rain comes and the storm comes, and it will come, you're gonna want to give up. And I remember one time, just real quick, me personally wanting to give up art, you know, because I can disappoint myself, but it's a lot harder to disappoint other people, you know. So like it was like this is a dream of mine and everything. It just wasn't working out, and I've been doing it for so long. Maybe I'm just not that good. And I was just like, just it's whatever. I can be I'll just get a normal. Like,
be a good friend. If your friend is saying that and he's talented, don't let him say that.
And Nino, he didn't let me sing either. Like I remember telling him stuff, and he just like, no, bro, you're dope, or vice versa. But keep your friends. You know, check on people. You know, tell people you love them if you really do. And time is short. You know, my friend, he passed away. He was killed by a white supremacist a few years ago. Damn. You know, one of my other friends committed suicide. 2 friends committed suicide. It's a lot, and you know, we're all people at the end of the day, and stop pretending like, you know, don't fall into the persona, because I know a lot of people are doing the art stuff and like the music stuff too. Don't give into the persona, and don't become the superstar or the idol. Like, you're still a real person too. Be level-headed, be humble. You know, just keep going and find out your why, and involve other people too. That's what I would leave. Okay. For everyone.
All right. I just want to say, yo, whoever's an inspiring artist, take it seriously and don't be fooled by like what you see on social media or what's not happening for you right now. Like, be real with yourself. Be you. Be organic. Don't try to be nobody else, because you know why everything else sounds the same? Because everybody trying to be like everybody else. Everybody trying to look like everybody else. And then y'all not being creative and different. Y'all just doing random stuff to get attention. Don't do that. That's like, it's easy to say that and maybe harder to do, but don't do that. I promise you it'll be worthwhile in the end. And know your business. If you're gonna enter music, know your business. I learned so much in like that year that I took a break from music and I was working on like trying to figure out how to restructure. I studied the business. So I know so much about screaming and how the record labels and stuff work. Like, that's why people don't like Russ. I don't necessarily listen to his music, but I respect every time he speaks about some truth that I know that's factual about the industry. People need to hear that.
Yeah, no, he's a smart dude. He plays his cards right. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how you feel about him, he definitely plays his cards right. So
yeah. And support your friends. And even if they're not your friend, if you think they're dope, don't be scared to acknowledge that. If you're another artist, don't be scared to tell another artist that you know that they're dope. A lot of us scared to do that. Especially, it's a lot of men. You got to understand, it's a lot of rappers that are a fan of rappers. So it's another rapper out here that's a fan of me, but he won't tell me that because he's a rapper. Can't do that. The same thing with artists. It's people that probably imitate him, but they don't want to, you know, give him, you know, credit. But it's like, hey, it's nothing wrong with saying like, bro, you're dope. I like your work. You inspired me.
Facts, man.
So just be yourself and stay positive.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know, I just want to take the time to, you know, thank y'all for coming out and, you know, give my platform a chance and, you know, wanting to come out on my platform. And I definitely appreciate it anytime somebody wants to get up here. So thank you. You know, definitely. Yeah. You know, it means a lot. You know, it means that I'm doing something right. So, you know, I appreciate y'all for that affirmation. Definitely. Yeah. All right, Paul. Well, where can people find you as far as social media is concerned?
Yiadesign, YIIA design on everything. Yiadesign.com. Yeah. Okay.
Everything for me at Ninoskyz, NINOSKYZ. You can find anything. And just stay tuned to like paying attention to my Spotify, and I will have videos very soon.
Okay. Yeah. Well, again, appreciate y'all, man. All right, make sure y'all go ahead and follow Yiadesigns on all social media platforms. He's a dope artist in the 757 area, and he has a lot of dope canvases. So make sure y'all go ahead and reach out to him. Go ahead and copy a piece. Make sure you support this brother, and make sure you go ahead and follow Ninoskyz on all social media platforms. Make sure y'all get his streams up. He got more music coming and more videos coming for y'all very soon. All right, fellas, I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. 75 Junction out.
Yes, sir.